siblings of Reddit. What does your sibling do that irritates you the most? When my wife and I were expecting twins, my sister was jealous of the attention. She doctor shopped until she found someone who would prescribe a specific fertility drug that increased the likelihood of twins. We lost our twins about halfway through the pregnancy, but my sister took the names we had intended to name ours, and used that name for her twins. That because I'm a dwarf I must have a really loud personality, fun at parties, and basically be the jester in a group. No, I'm just an awkward introverted nerd like the rest of you bastards. That Germans have no humor. The only problem is that I always feel like telling people that the stereotype is annoying just confirms them in their stereotypes. Gay men are feminine, yes. There are plenty of gay men that are more feminine. There are also just as many gay men that are masculine, but most that are somewhere in between. But at the end of the day it doesn't really matter. Being masculine or feminine isn't what makes someone gay, it's who they are attracted to. The mafia stereotype. Hate it when mafia culture is glorified and loved on Italians, Russians, and Germans, but on Pakistanis or Middle Eastern cultures it's terroristic and barbaric. Mafia culture is nasty to begin with, but when people hear that my family used to be part of the mafia, they immediately link it to terrorism. Like, no bro, it was all drugs and theft. That black people are ghetto and have a hood personality, it annoys me. This stereotype has been going on for years and it's pretty normalized in the black community too. For example, let's say there's a black girl who behaves and likes stuff that are most liked by white people. Everyone will jump and say that this person is whitewashed. Like, damn, just let people enjoy what they like, it doesn't affect you in any way. Not a kid person equals cold-hearted monster. It's pretty awful when women say it to other women. Also, the whole all women must be supportive of each other narrative. There are people out there who just always want to climb higher than everybody else and will willingly destroy anyone they view as an obstacle. Gender is irrelevant. White guy yellow fever. My wife is Canadian, Chinese. I cannot express how much it annoys me that people will reduce my very deep-rooted love and life-changing, powerful relationship with my wife, the mother of my child, to me simply having yellow fever because I'm white and she's Asian. That men are more about chasing the rabbit than actually catching it. Like, come on, I can't play those stupid flirting games. Just let me be in a happy relationship with a woman I enjoy spending time with and love already ended. I know the right one won't care if I chased enough or not, but that thing used to piss me off big time back in high school. That being programmer means you're good at everything related to computers, hacking, hardware, etc. Hell, even the different subcategories of programming are different. Being a game developer is very different from being a software developer or web developer. When I visited America, more than one person said I, an Australian, am descended from criminals. I mean, sure, my dad once stole a goat and my mom once stabbed a guy after he stole her goat, but beyond that, it's a harmful stereotype. Asian men aren't manly and are never portrayed as having sex appeal, at least in American cinema. I'm not Asian, but this one actually really annoys me. I was watching some old Kurosawa movies and I was thinking, man, you never see manly Asian types like the ones in these movies in American cinema. The worst offender for this is the movie Romeo Must Die. I have a big soft spot for that movie. I think the casting is fantastic and the chemistry between Jet Li and Aaliyah is so good. So at the end of the movie he rescues her and do they embrace and kiss? Nope, they hug. Seriously, the implication is already there. As her knight in shining armor, logically you don't think they are about to go home and have passionate love-making sex. I wanna see them kiss, but not just a hug. something happened in the old days and all of a sudden Asian characters in movies were laundry workers, old, or a servant of some sort. If the character was supposed to be positive or masculine, they would just cast a white guy in yellow face. It's insane that English professors are all a bunch of elitist snobs who would never stoop to the depths of reading anything that doesn't come in a Penguin Classics edition. Go poll a bunch of English professors on what they're reading and you're far more likely to hear Harry Potter or Twilight than you are Hamlet or War and Peace, and you can't even begin to imagine how much scholarship in English departments is focused on pop fiction, graphic novels, fan fiction and other supposedly lowbrow forms of entertainment. I still haven't met an English professor who likes 50 Shades of Grey though. There are some lines we won't cross. Obnoxiously loud black women and loudness, no. Just number. I'm a pock and we do have class and can articulate lol. Autistic kids are geniuses and can do no wrong. My lil bro is autistic, asshole. Not sure if it's a stereotype, but when I talk to women and they tell me they like that I'm tall then shit talk short dudes, it really irks me. It's like, bitch, imagine if someone shit talked you because you were fat. Unacceptable, right? Even though you have more control over that than one does at 5'6". From the bottom of my heart, FUCK, this quiet kid is gonna shoot up the school joke that keeps going around. I hate it because stupid ass rumors like these that legit ruin people's reputations, possibly for years, and it's all because they were quiet and shy that someone decided they were doing something wrong. Overly flamboyant, in-your-face gay guy. Yes, they do exist and they are very visible, but not every gay person is like that. That particular stereotype is annoying to those of us that are not overly flamboyant and in your face about it. I'm bi, and yes, I know it's not exactly the same thing, but when people find out you like dick, they lump you in with all the other gay people regardless of if you're gay or bi. Doesn't matter that I'm into both. In most people's minds I'm considered gay, but when people find out I like dick, I often hear, "Wow, really? I never would have known if you didn't tell me." You don't act like a gay person at all. Yeah, because I don't make liking dick a part of my personality, and there's lots of people like me who you'd never think are into guys unless we tell you, or you see us with another guy. I know people most of the time don't mean any harm when they say that, but it's still kind of annoying all the same. I didn't know there was a way I'm supposed to act. I'm just being me. That men make for terrible parents, usually because they don't want kids. Pretty sure every show I watched growing up had the father be a variation of either A, a total idiot, or B, just really didn't want kids and is angry at the world because of it. A father is just as much a parent as a mother, and your gender doesn't automatically make you a good parent. A similar, although a little opposite note, because the father is the idiot, he must be the fun one out of the two parents, and mothers are just sticks in the mud. All trans women are flamboyant drag queens who look like men decked out in makeup and fancy clothes. I wear cargo pants and shirts for the most part. I rarely wear makeup, and I still have to pull out old photo ID from 3 years ago to convince people I'm not biologically female. I have never been to a drag show in my life, nor do I have any particular interest in it. Nothing boils my blood like being told that I don't look trans. All Christians are crazy anti-vax homophobes, part of cult. Edit, I'm fine with it in TV shows like Community, but the moment people in real life think this, I get a bit mad. The difference between all ARB and all BRE. Almost everyone who voted for Trump was white, but not all whites voted for Trump. Almost all petty criminals are poor, at least if they keep it up, but not all poor people commit crimes. When people say that Americans are fat McDonald's-loving school shooters, I hate it when people bring this up. I hate McDonald's. It tastes like shit. I have been in a school shooting. It's not a fucking joke. And yeah, I have firearms. I don't walk around like an idiot with my thumb up my ass showing them off. I cannot articulate how exasperating the pernicious stereotype of all Romani as unscrupulous beggars who are predisposed to tax evasion and duplicity. All the purported anti-racism proponents have obtained some unfathomable exemption clause or convenient affliction of ignorance to the abhorrent racism and anti-Zigentism so pervasive across society. It's even palatable. Years of persecution, entrenched poverty, racial resentment, racial enmity, discrimination, segregation, and the past repercussions of genocide have protracted ramifications. Other races are inundated with compassion and tolerance, but the Roma are disdained. We aren't all uneducated or unrepentant criminals. Being from Texas, I hate those stereotypes. I can't tell you how many times I meet people who were so disappointed I didn't have stories about riding my horse to work, school and living on a ranch. I live in one of the biggest cities in the country, in the 21st century, for crying out loud. Why do so many seemingly intelligent people from around the country think it's the Wild West here? That American food is just processed sugar bombs like Pop-Tarts and candy and stuff. I see that on Reddit from Europeans who think that's what we eat because it's in the American section at the grocery store. America has a wide variety of really good food, and a lot of different regions have their own cuisine like NY/Chicago style pizza, Texas/KC/Carolina BBQ, Tex-Mex/Cali-Mex, Cajun, and on top of that, basically every type of ethnic food imaginable can be found in most large cities. People assuming anyone from Alabama is from incest or partakes in incest. I have always hated talking in-game because they will ask where I'm from and then go on a whole spiel of incest and other stuff and nothing else. It is so annoying. People from Alabama all know how to work on trucks, are as slow as molasses, and talk about them newfangled computers like it's some foreign concept. The last time I traveled out of Alabama to meet with family, I heard some people mocking me, both strangers and family, about my accent. It gets annoying real fast. That ADHD people are lazy. I want to punch a hole in a wall when anyone says I have potential but I'm not applying myself. We literally can't help it. We can't just focus. It's really extremely hard. I'm being honest. We can't control when our brains make us focus on something. We just can't without medicine or other treatment or training to do otherwise. We can't just tell our brain to make more dopamine. Any type of alternative/goth/punk etc. person is depressed, satanic, or seeking attention. My family always said I was trying to seek attention for dressing different when I really hate being stared at and am introverted. I just like the fashion. People call my husband a school shooter or think he's a psychopath cause of how he dresses. We're both Christians, hate attention, and are happy. Not a particular stereotype, but I hate the recent trend in all the American bashing stereotypes. It could be a video of spoiled rich girls doing something wasteful and stupid, or a video of some shirtless hillbilly with a gun blowing something up in a field, or a video of Hispanic people beating down an Asian woman in NYC. They all get the typical American 1. treatment. Like them, at least pick a stereotype and stick with it. All women want flowers and or jewelry. Cut flowers turn brown and nasty, which is depressing. And although an attractive but modestly priced bracelet or pair of earrings will always be a hit with me, I'd rather a man buy me a new water heater or a set of tires for my car if he feels inclined to spend a large sum of money on me. Don't even get me started on poetry. Unless I have expressly shown interest in a particular poet, Save it for your previous girlfriend. I don't say this to suggest that I'm typical, only that a man should get to know a lady and not just assume that everyone with two X chromosomes wants the same thing, which is an unfortunate assumption I encountered over and over during my dating years. I wouldn't dream of giving my husband a fishing rod, for example, or a tie, since those aren't the things he's into. When your loved one says they like this thing and don't like that one, believe them. That just because you're gay you're feminine, and if you're straight you're supposed to be some macho men. Feminine straight guys exist, and also gay macho men. Personality is not attached to your sexuality, you clowns. I hate the stereotype of progressive college students being indoctrinated by universities, and not that they develop their ideas and opinions on their own. I was born into a conservative Christian family and all on my own. With my interactions with an incredibly diverse group of people, I ended up becoming a progressive Christian. My parents like to think it's because of college, but it really isn't. None of my professors have been blatantly left or liberal, but I've had blatantly right and conservative professors. It's so annoying because it assumes that I'm unable to develop opinions on my own. Pretty much all stereotypes are stupid, but my pet hate is the one that women are always more bitchy/gossipy/nosy than men. I work in the ultimate man cave, often the only woman stuck with 100-odd guys. Definitely not saying women never behave that way, but I assure you some of these guys could put Regina George herself to absolute shame when they've a mind to. Anyone who is obese has to be funny, annoying, or lonely. Some shows break the mold, but also stupid or lack of self-control is on the list as well. Obviously I don't expect them to be some Chad superstar, but I don't often see a normal portrayal of someone who's large, mild-mannered, keeps to themselves, but also has a life outside of being an antagonist, comedic relief, or an annoyance. That atheists are anti-religion. We're not anti-anything except maybe anti-pusher bullshit and hang-ups on everyone else. The only time an atheist thinks about someone else's religious choices is almost always when that person brings it up. For most atheists, religion is like sex. Keep that shit to yourself and practice it behind closed doors. That all Americans are Republican, Christian, gun-toting, racist, sexist, xenophobic morons. Those people are in fact the minority, albeit an extremely loud one. I'm just tired of other people in my country holding my country back because of their disproportionate representation and feeling unwelcome on the internet because of the fact that I was born in the same country as those morons. That all fat people are nothing but mindless lazy eating machines that do nothing but sit on the couch all day stuffing their faces. I am morbidly obese and get all sorts of snide remarks from people about it, but my size isn't an eating disorder. It's due to a variety of health issues not related to how much or what I eat. I have a degenerative bone cartilage issue that also causes me a lot of mobility issues because my joints can't handle the weight of my own body, so walking is a painful and difficult problem. So when I go to stores I have to use a mobility scooter. I cannot afford to purchase one of my own and can't handle using a wheelchair because my elbows can't handle the stress of wheeling myself. I constantly have to deal with people making lazy fat bitch remarks when I am just trying to get my groceries and get back home. Not all fat people are lazy, so the next time you see someone using a mobility scooter, don't be so quick to judge them. Oh, you like ex-politicians' one policy? Well, in that case you're a racist, freedom-hating, conservative, libtard, who is ruining this country. God damn it, maybe I just like that one specific policy where crab meat costs a reasonable amount, bro. If I can chill. Germans are not funny and can't tell jokes. Germans are fucking hilarious and some of the funniest people you will meet. The problem is that a lot of jokes are only funny in German and don't translate well in English. I've tried so hard to translate jokes in English to French but it just doesn't work.